Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to my channel, The Stone Mandalorian. Today, I'm going to be taking a look at a DC Multiverse figure, and this is Batman 89, as you can see. The OG Michael Keaton, man. This is my personal favorite Batman of all time. I love the movie, 89 Batman movie. I grew up watching it with my brother. It's just got a lot of nostalgia to me. And honestly, I just feel like Michael Keaton did a killer job as Batman as well during that time period. He played in a lot of comedy movies and stuff like that, so people were thinking that he wasn't going to do a really great job at playing Batman or Bruce Wayne, but in my opinion, he was one of the best to do it. And I've really been getting into DC Multiverse as of late. There's some legal stuff on the barcode. Picked this up for GameStop. But man, like I said, the Batman 89, this is when I think of Batman, this is the version that comes to mind, man. Michael Keaton, classic 80s. And if you want to get real, 89 is a Christmas movie. Kind of like Die Hard, but super stoked to have this figure, man. It was the last one on the peg at GameStop. I was running errands with my wife. Super stoked to find this figure in the wild, man. It's always such a thrilling feeling when you see something on the shelf that you've been looking for, and it's yours, and you have it in your hand. And plus, my wife was when I found it, so that always makes it more special. So let me quit rambling. Let's get on into this figure, man. And starting off as always with the accessories, here we have his giant ass ninja stars. Got some nice clean paint on it though. It looks really good. Nice gold and silver on both sides. And you do get two of these. Here's the little bat remote. Super, super tiny. Like you can see in my hand, it's extremely tiny. It's got the bat emblem on there, just plain black on the back. Oh, and that's what happens. See how fast that happened already? I found it, luckily, but I almost lost one of the accessories already that quickly. And then, per usual, as always with McFarlane, we have a stand here, figure stand. Pretty basic, plain black with a DC emblem on it. And these poles here, this is what you put in his hand to help extend his cape, and I will put these to action in just a moment. And here we have Batman's grapple gun. Got some nice gold paint on it. Really, really nice. Looks just like the movie prop. Very accurate. Here is the Batarang itself, a very thick, hefty Batarang. This came hitting you in the back of the head, you'd be knocked out cold. There's no doubt about that. And here are some alternate hands you get with the figure as well. You have an open hand gesture here, very nicely sculpted. Two closed fist hands, and then also two C grips hands for different accessories. I do believe these are so you can also hold the Batarang and the Ninja Stars, and as well as the Bat Remote. So definitely some cool accessories. We have basically 4 or 5 pairs of hands here. These two, and then this alternate hand, and then of course the pair that comes on the figure itself. And now officially here we are to Batman Keaton himself. And you can see this cape is definitely designed to be spread, and I will show y'all what those poles were meant for, and you can put those to action in just a minute. Let's take a look at the actual articulation of this figure. Really decent T-pose here, no problem. We have double pinned elbows so you can get his form to touch his bicep, no problem. There's also bicep swivel, as well as kind of like their form of a butterfly joint in here. This one's a little bit stiff, but it's there. Nice piece of articulation to have. We have what's basically a McFarlane's version of a vertical hinge here on both hands. Split, get a full split action, no problem here. He can kick out in front of him a decent amount. He's got a lot of kickback actually. Double pinned joints, so you can get that calf to touch that hamstring, no problem. Feet go down a decent amount. They come up a decent amount as well. Not too bad. And little fun fact: Michael Keaton was actually wearing Michael Jordans on the set of Batman '89. So his boots were actually his Jordan shoes were actually converted into Batman boots. So whenever you see Batman '89, he's actually wearing Jordans. Michael Keaton is. But overall, man, the sculpt looks really good. Looks very accurate to what we see in Batman '89. The armor is dead on. Again, now Michael Keaton was not a huge guy by any means, so definitely didn't look to have any like super bulkiness. So I feel like the proportions here definitely work for Michael Keaton's interpretation of Batman. Got the awesome signal insignia there. The eyes look really good. The skin tone looks good. Overall, man, a really solid Batman figure, that's for sure. The cape is a little lackluster, but this cape is basically designed so it can be spread open. You can see these little stitches here, this little pocket. You can actually, and I'll show you what those poles were for. You stick the poles down in that pocket, and it's actually helps spread the cape open to kind of basically to, if you want to reenact that first scene where he's like, where he's slowly coming down behind the bad guys with his cape extended. I will always remember that scene as a kid, man. But really badass looking figure. The sculpt is definitely there. The eyes look good. Again, got the bat insignia looking awesome as hell. I almost looked over head articulation, which in the Batman '89 he would not be able to do this. He can't turn his head in that suit. He's got to do the whole, turn his whole body, So where their figure is a little bit inaccurate for that, but it's still nice for posability's sake. And I almost skipped over the ab crunch, and you can see here he's got some waist swivel got swivel at the waist, swivel at the diaphragm, and I like the way that the suit lines up. But you can see he can crunch over about that much, and you can really get a lot of motion back. So you can get a really cool gliding pose here with the amount of crunch you can go back. That's really nice. This is probably how I'm going to end up displaying my Keaton Batman. The 80, like I said, '89 is just super nostalgic for me because I grew up watching it with my brother. This is the version of Batman that I think of when this is the version that comes to mind when I think Batman or someone says Batman. And a little fun fact that's cool is Prince actually did the soundtrack for this movie, and that is all thanks to Jack Nicholson, who played Joker in the '89 Batman film. So that was a really interesting soundtrack. Party Man, which is the scene where Joker's breaking into the museum with his ghouls, and he's slapping and lathering paint all over the paintings and shit in the museum. Really badass scene, and yeah, man, I just have so much nostalgia for this movie. One of the coolest costumes, even though he kind of obviously had to turn his shoulders and everything like that. There was some limited technology as far as outfits were going for the '80s. And damn, dude, I wish I had a flight stand. Look at how amazing this looks, dude. I gotta say, this is pretty freaking badass. The execution is there too. That is just so rad, dude. I love this. So like I said earlier, you can see this cape is designed for this purpose in mind to be spread out and flayed out like he's gliding. This is sick, dude. I love this so much. I knew I had to get this figure reviewed as soon as possible. I found it at GameStop, like I said, last one on the peg, and then I sent a video to Hyper of me with this figure, like, yo, dude, I got it. I found it at GameStop, yada, yada, yada. And he was like, dude, that figure is so electric. You have to open it up ASAP. So he has been ranting and raving about this figure ever since I told him that I bought it. So I had to get it open so he would quit, so he would leave me alone about it. No, I'm just joking. I would not change a thing about that. But he kept ranting and raving about it, told me I had to open it up and I would enjoy it so much. And man, I really do. This is such a fantastic figure. I would like to get the other version with the more gym shorts type material. It's got a little more of a thicker softerness to it, and it kind of lays a little more naturally. This cape is this vinyl or whatever material this is designed for this purpose. Like I've said numerous times in this review already. It's designed kind of to be able to spread real open and nice like that, but that other like soft goods cape with the softer material, it's just I like the way it lays a lot. But overall, man, this is a fucking sick looking figure. And for those who care, I did forget to show off the collector card here. So here is the amazing photography of Batman '89, super iconic. He's always been one of my favorite heroes, and yeah, I sometimes the proportions on McFarlane can be a little bit weird, but man, you just cannot beat the amount of character selection that DC McFarlane has. McFarlane has really put out a lot of character selection over the past 4 years since he got the license in 2020. But the whole that whole issue or the controversy going on with Mattel getting the DC license back, which we still got a year. Todd's still got a whole year to keep putting some figures out, so hopefully in that time, and I'm sure he will take advantage of every day and month as much as he can. But yeah, absolutely love the way this figure looks. You can see this cape it was designed for this. It doesn't look quite as good as I believe this is the second or third time that we're seeing this sculpt in the McFarlane line. I'm not super educated or knowledgeable about McFarlane. Like I said, I just started collecting about like the middle of last year. I only have like 5 or 6 McFarlane figures, so I have a lot to learn when it comes to McFarlane. But I'm a huge Batman fan. I always have been ever since a little kid, and I just love I love the character selection and the amount of outfits and comic references that Todd has gone back and revisited. He's even done more like background characters like Clockman. Like that's just so random. Like you got to give it to Todd for character selection as far as McFarlane goes. But I'm gonna wrap it up here. I hope you all enjoy this review. I highly recommend picking up this figure if you see him on the shelf. It's so badass. Mid Farland. I know I had my issues with this line when I first started collecting it. Sometimes the sculpts can be a little bit wonky. The likenesses aren't always there. Some likenesses are decent, but the body proportions are also a little bit weird, like long arms or big shoulders and abdomen, but small legs. Like there's some weird hit or miss figures, but overall, man, this line is really fun, man, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what Todd does over the next year, release wise, until Mattel gets the license. But like I said, I hope you all enjoyed this review. Leave a like and subscribe if you did. I'm always covering Star Wars: The Black Series. NECA, McFarlane, as you can see, Marvel Legends, Mattel, whatever I find interesting and that I'm passionate about, and then I want to share my thoughts and opinions on with y'all and help y'all empty y'all's wallet as well and put something cool on y'all's shelf. Leave a like, subscribe. I appreciate you all watching. Have a good one.